Hey everybody, today I thought it would be fun to finally go back to where it all started. Labor Day 2015, whenever I finally decided that I was going to bite the bullet because I'm really bored and start a YouTube channel. Now, at this point, I was inspired by channels like Total Biscuit and Force Strategy Gaming, as he was known back then, where they like to do a lot of first impression videos. And what I thought I would try to do, I liked playing a lot of different games and I liked trying out a bunch of new stuff. So what I did was I kind of ripped that off. The sincerest form of flattery is impression. The impression is the sincerest form of flattery, or something like that. Whatever. We're gonna watch my very first video. It's a long one, so strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a cringe fest. I'll probably edit out some of the more boring segments because, this is 36 minutes of cringe. Not just cringe, but do I really talk for this entire 36 minutes? Did I really think people were gonna sit through 36 minutes of this? What do the analytics say? Hold on, what do the analytics say at the time people watched it? Because it's privated now, but 280 views. I've made a total of 23 cents off of it. Fantastic. 33% of people made it past the first minute. Good for you. And then 20% of people made it past the first 4 minutes. And somehow, 8% of people made it all the way through this. Maybe it was just people who, all of these people, I can almost guarantee they're people who like what I do. And I've done this before too. I would find a YouTuber that I like, and then I would kind of see where they started. I would want to see where they started, what their first video was. And I almost didn't remove this video. I almost didn't unlist it because it's my first video, So let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Hi everybody, Ingenious Clown here, and welcome to yet another first impression show.
Hi everybody.
This is Evil Land 2. Evil Land 2.
I have watched this introduction so many times. Hi everybody, I'm Ingenious Clown, and welcome to yet another first impression. That is the only thing that I have rehearsed. And then let's hear it again.
Show. This is Evil Land 2. Evil Land 2.
First, what is this? 10 seconds. And I choke on what I'm trying to say. I choke on what I'm trying to say all the time, but I usually edit that crap out.
2 is obviously a sequel to Evil Land.
Yeah, thanks.
Which came out a year or two ago. I don't exactly remember.
Do your research.
I did very much enjoy the first game.
One thing I realized as I did these more and more, and I watched them back later on, is I spend so long on the title screen just talking about nothing. Well, I mean, it's not nothing, but it's trying to give a history of the game, what the game's about, maybe what the previous game was about if it's a sequel. And I spend so long on the title screen with nothing happening. And it's come on, people are here to see gameplay. People have no idea who you are. People don't want to hear you talk, yet at least. I mean, Total Biscuit was able to get away with it, and I think Force was able to get away with it. But by the time that they were doing what they were doing, they already had a significant audience. And, Total Biscuit had that sultry British accent that everybody loved. So he had a lot of things going for him, on top of just being one of the biggest people on YouTube. Not biggest, but he was as far as gaming goes, people pretty much all knew who he was. So people loved to hear him talk, and people trusted him. Nobody trusted me yet. This was my first video. Nobody's gonna listen to me. Was that just 3 seconds of silence in the first minute? Okay.
This, of course, is kind of a continuation of...
Of course, it's a sequel.
Basically that same feeling.
That's how I talk in real life, right? I always pause and I say and I'm trying to find the right words that I want to say. But again, in a video like this, people don't want to hear you trip over your words. Come on. But you know what? I will give it to the me back then. I did my research well enough, and I did test recordings and stuff well enough to make it sound good, look good, and both the game and my personal audio sound all right. I mean, you can hear a little bit of an echo, but by this time I was already in the voice acting realm, and I knew what proper sound treatment was, and I'm a techie, so I was able to figure out how to get proper recordings. And as far as like technical aspects of a first video goes, this is pretty sick. Too bad you didn't do any editing.
On my normal file, so I'll take you through the beginning.
Yes, take me through the beginning.
And
that's
we
what
can
everybody
see
wants to
exactly
see.
what this is all about.
I think what I wanted to do at the
It
time
offers 3 difficulty
was
choices,
like
and
just show the
it tells you you
intro
don't
of a
want
game,
challenge, but
and
I think I do. Don't tell me what I want, game. I know what I want.
I don't even remember the first game very well. I don't remember
As you can
this
see,
game
it's
very
just
well either.
dragging me left and right, telling me to look around, go left, go right. Boom, boom.
Yeah, we can see
Very
that.
good. You should now feel the overwhelming urge to leave this room. How did you know?
Very good. I always wanted, like, that's what I wanted to do with my channel, is incorporate my burgeoning voice acting career into my YouTube channel. I thought it was the smartest thing in the world. I know some people really enjoy it, but every time that I look back at these videos where I have the voice acting in them, especially these early ones, I can't help but cringe a little bit.
I hate this room.
I hate this room.
Congratulations, you are quite pleased to have chopped down those shrubs. Yes. Yes, I am.
I think this series would have been a lot more interesting if I had done some editing and, like, I don't know. Like, the whole thing about YouTube is like, yeah, people like succinct videos, but they don't like their time being wasted unless they're like specifically going out of their way to find a Let's Play or something like that. If you're trying to find a first impression video, you're looking for a little more succinctness than what I'm giving here. This is basically a glorified Let's Play, and that's exactly what this series ended up being. It was basically a glorified Let's Play that I had the permission, by the title of the video, Yet Another First Impression, I had the permission to not expand on the gameplay that I had. So, looking back on it, it wasn't as good of an idea as I thought it was.
It's not so relaxing. It's jarring. It's like Game Boy music.
Yeah, that's the point.
I don't appreciate this music.
I do kind of appreciate it
on
now.
your way, G. I think G is like a...
G for gamer.
You are pleased with your fight. No, I got hit. I'm not pleased at all.
Why is my voice so different, dude?
And now we get our look into some story. So that's him? He passed all the tests with flying colors.
I'm not even using an old man voice. That's clearly an old man.
Yes, he's just right for the task. Will be entrusting to him.
That's my female voice? Let's go.
I certainly hope you're right.
I certainly hope you're right. A single misstep could bring about the
end.
end of time itself.
I forgot about this. Look at how beautiful it is.
Uh-oh.
A long time ago, the Magi civilization had discovered great secrets.
Okay.
This art style is incredible.
It is nice.
I love it.
It is a nice. My voice is like feeling really good right now. I don't know if you can tell.
It's so...
But I think back then, I don't remember
year
how my voice was
950,
feeling at that day,
humans
but
and
I don't
merciless
feel
war.
like I would have recorded this video if I wasn't
The
feeling
human
good.
empire.
Like, I usually don't bother
Got a
recording
sweet
anything,
goatee.
especially early on when my voice doesn't feel good.
50 years later,
Because
the city
I've
of
been
Genova
self-conscious
is
of it for a
preparing the
long
remembrance
time,
ceremony
so I
of
always
victory.
waited, and I always warmed up before I recorded. Or I recorded in the
Standing
morning
up
when my voice
proudly.
was already relaxed.
Peaceful
But
as it seems.
the fact that my voice sounds so weird here, it sounds a little airy.
The one-eyed
and a little
demons,
forced.
They're probably not one-eyed. They probably
Also
have
very
flickering
congested.
Their other eye, but that's not important.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe this is me. Look, we're Super Nintendo now, boys. Please don't use a high-pitched voice for her.
Oh, sleeping in the bed for some reason. Oh, you're awake? Are you feeling better?
Oh, I don't think I decided to use different character voices
guess you're
until
a
a
silent
little
protagonist.
later. I guess.
I mean-
Like, I clearly played like 25 minutes of this game before I started, and I keep saying, apparently, I guess it's like this. Come on, dude. Come on.
Somehow I don't think sending an amnesiac to a forest where he was found unconscious is the best idea. By the way, I
He's
didn't
right. It's not a good idea. Also, did you notice? You notice what I'm doing with my voice?
he was found unconscious is the best
idea. Like, the best idea. That's not something that I normally do in my normal conversational day-to-day speech. I don't inflect up here, like, very often, because I don't have a great high range. I end up, like, kind of squeezing it up here, and I don't like let it go into that higher range. Like, this is something that I was trying to learn, especially back then. I should have kept up with it because it really wasn't as bad as I'm making it sound, and it's really not any better today than it was back then because I think at some point I just gave it up. But, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
sometimes things change.
So, I explored a little bit in my first file, and I found some awesome Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah?
Check them out. This chest could probably be opened if the developers of this game had time to code it. Passive aggressive. This one's my favorite. The chest contains a beautiful green adventurer costume. I wonder who that might belong to.
I wonder who that might belong to.
No way could you wear that. You would look ridiculous.
I hate the way I sound.
I love the jokes. Jokes, jokes, jokes.
Look. If you're watching this and you want to be a content creator and you're afraid of what you're going to sound like, if you're afraid that you're going to sound this bad or this ridiculous or this try hard or this cringe, don't worry, because you are. Pretty much everybody's first attempt at doing anything like this, where they're trying to record their own voice and put on a presentation or put on a show of some kind, it's going to be not good. There's a lot of learning that you have to do. There's a lot of practice that goes into pretty much everything that you produce audio-visually. So if you have aspirations for content creation, don't let the fear stop you. Just do it, because you will get better over time as long as you are honest with yourself. As long as you can look back at your old videos and be like, that's not as good as I thought it was whenever I made it. That's not as interesting as I hoped it would have been. No wonder people aren't clicking on this. And if you're doing that in a healthy way, not a completely self-deprecating way that just makes you feel like garbage just for thinking those thoughts. It's like, I can never do this. I'm so bad. Then you're going to have room for growth. And as long as you can see that room for growth, you can find things to improve, find ways to improve your workflow and your voice and your presentational ability and everything around the creation. As long as you find those ways to improve, then just be happy with what you make.
It's morbid.
You know, I think it would be a really interesting exercise to examine react to and examine my first scripted videos as well. I think my very first scripted video was the top 5
looks like he has a mullet.
roguelites. I clearly remember scripting that video in my apartment. I took my Surface there, my Surface Pro, sat on the couch while other people were doing other things and just kind of typed it out.
I'm gonna steal some of your stuff. What a nice stayed efficient piece with nobody around to bug me. Well, almost nobody.
Here's another character voice.
The key to the old house? I might have it.
My voices don't sound any different from each other.
How about you do me a favor in return?
They really don't sound any different from each other.
This fish-related issue I can't seem to solve.
Like, it's just my normal voice, but I'm just doing this kind of thing.
And I'm thrust into a fishing minigame. Thanks for helping me out.
Thanks for helping me out.
It's no good to me anyway.
More silence.
This is a really peaceful soundtrack for this town.
I'm quiet, and then I realize that I'm being quiet, so I comment on the soundtrack. You know, there's a little bit of cleverness going into that. I respect it. I respect it, dude.
It would be a shame if something happened to it.
Honestly, I don't know how anybody was able to sit through this.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this down a little bit, because honestly, if I'm bored watching my own video for another video, that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign.
You might find $5 in it.
Don't worry, I got you guys.
Pro tip for life, children.
If I remember correctly, there was an issue that I was having with recording early on. I don't think my hard drives were fast enough. Actually, I think I went out and bought new hard drives just so I can record lossless video in a... I think the parallel RAID format, I don't remember if that's 1 or 0, but I went out and bought hard drives so I could RAID them, so I could record in lossless video. I learned eventually that it didn't matter so much. I got the whole lossless idea from how anal Total Biscuit was about video quality, but I find that most people don't notice or care. and I certainly don't.
Something about
I
that
try to
name
make it
really
as good as I
bothers me.
possibly can without putting a ton of extra effort into it. And I think that's
I don't know if
quite
the
enough.
developers were just trying to be intentionally cheesy or what, but it bothers me, but I don't hate it at the same time.
What was I talking about here?
Spellbook Forest.
Oh, I'm whining about a pun?
Something about that name really bothers me.
Because it's a pun!
I don't know if the developers were just trying to be intentionally cheesy
Yes,
or what, but
they were. They were trying to be
bothers me,
intentionally
but I don't
cheeky. It's
hate it
obvious.
at the same time, it reminds me a lot of the
Secret of
very
Mana.
first
Yep.
area of Secret of Mana. I know the graphic style isn't anywhere the same, but
24 hours later.
a collectible star!
So here we are on
So
the
yes,
next day.
collectibles are a thing in this game.
I got a little
Whether or
interrupted
not
last
they're
time,
worth
but I also realized
Ow.
I didn't have that thing on last time, so
that's never happened
everything's
to me
fine.
before.
It's good. We're just gonna continue
So in
this.
the first game,
Got a little
I'm pretty sure these
Metroidvania
existed, but you
aspects.
had to
Is
have a
this the
fireball
beginning of my
spell to cut 'em down.
Metroidvania?
I don't have a fireball spell.
I can't believe I only got halfway through this last time. It's just
Kuro. What a great name.
what am I
So,
doing to
Kuro,
even get that voice?
You say I
You
help
can be
get
Kuro.
into the
What a
forest.
great name.
The
I mean,
spot-
yeah. So, looking back on these original videos of mine,
Honestly, I kind
it's
of
no
expected her to
wonder
follow
that they didn't
behind
really
me and
go
fight, like in
anywhere.
Secret of Mana.
I'm surprised the few people that stuck around to watch that weren't my
Now that we're a team,
in
we're
real
going to
life
have to work
friends
together.
actually
For
stuck
example,
around.
those to do it.
Yeah, it's a really
Try
good thing that I
focusing and I'll
removed this
come
from
help you. So
from
you're telling
public
me
consumption.
that to focus.
I hate this. Holy it's bad, dude.
don't-
I was trying to talk about this before.
Telling me you couldn't
But like,
find
there's
some
some
crappy
weird
little
frame
mushrooms
hitching
that you
that
can
seems to
one-shot
be happening.
lines
Like,
of
it feels like it's
squirrels
running at a
and
24
mushrooms.
FPS or something when it should be running at 60 if
little
it's trying to
bit,
emulate the Super Nintendo era. Because the
contrived.
Super Nintendo usually
Ow.
ran on 60 frames per second.
What?
Why are you acting so surprised about a rock, dude?
I don't like getting bitten by rocks. Yeah.
I think I've mentioned this yesterday too. This is really
This is the
just
spot where-
a poorly
Careful.
disguised Let's Play,
see-
and it's just, it's
That's
not
high, they
even
don't
very
look friendly. You can't
interesting,
see us
I guess.
hiding
I don't know,
behind
maybe
a
I'm
tree.
just biased against my old self. I've never been good at finding things
Is
to talk
that it?
about in general. I've never been
Jerry,
good
are you sure that's really
at
a
just,
maglet?
you know, speaking off the cuff.
Those
So like,
writings are unambiguous.
I'm really
If
trying
we
hard
activate
to
this
find things
maglet,
to
we'll
say
be able to tap into
while I'm
great
recording
amounts
this
of
video.
magi energy.
Not like this video right here, because I
It's a
have things to
modulate,
talk
all
about,
right.
clearly.
I saw one just like it years ago.
Wow, he's using a real voice.
But that one was broken. We absolutely need the energy from
But
this
it
maglet.
still doesn't really sound
According to the Professor Jiro's
like a
records,
good voice.
the energy within the Forest Guardian. Think we should
But
stop
that's
them?
not necessarily
No,
the case.
they're demons.
We
We
have to
have
stop
to stop them.
your voice crack.
They're demons. There's a reason we hid, right? Oh, look at that triangle.
Wow, look at the triangle.
The Guardian. Is that a
Yeah, it's a
It's a
tree.
mush right?
No, it's a
Or
tree.
is it a tree?
It's a mushroom tree.
I think it's a mushroom. It's a very happy mushroom. Yeah, leveled up. Did you see the little dance that he did? That was awesome.
Yeah, we all saw the dance. You know, it's hard to be a Let's Player these days. You got people like me being cynical about everything that's
Sorry,
going
I
on
had to get a drink of
screen.
water there.
You gotta drink a water.
Imagine if
Gotta edit these things,
Never
dude.
seen it do that. Whoa!
Oh, and this is the next transition to the next game.
Dun. Ooh.
I was watching a lot of Doctor Who back at that time. I remember now.
What?
The following day.
Alright, it's day 3 of trying to record. Keep getting interrupted. Anyway, let's continue. Honestly, I probably cut out the last 10 minutes or
this
so,
isn't the right
because
way.
there's not a lot left to talk about with this video. I mean, I've pretty much said everything that needs to be said about this initial
Maybe.
outing.
Oh man, I always
And,
hated this in old games where
truthfully,
it looks like you could squeeze.
I
through, but
learned-
You can't.
I learned a lot
They got that down
from
pretty
this
well,
first
didn't they?
video, and it gave me the confidence to keep going, which, if nothing else,
I didn't
is like,
actually
that's the
dance in
thing.
this one.
If you want to start something on
raises his
YouTube, you just
arm.
just gotta freaking go.
not
I
exciting.
think I said that earlier. But you just gotta start. You just gotta do what you want to do, so you can improve and then get
Kill
better
this
at doing
mushroom.
what you want to do. If you feel like there's nothing that you can
must
offer,
warn my people.
then do it anyway. Originality is overrated.
Hey, I can one-shot squirrels now.
I'm not personally taking any stock
Right.
in what I am
Back to the
saying.
village.
And when you think your own video
Clearing.
isn't any good, like there's a lot of things that you can look back at your own video and be like, oh, this is not good. But there's a difference between thinking that something is good or not good versus thinking something is just
There's
like
a town here anymore.
trash or outright unwatchable. And I
Oh,
think
man,
that
my
this
voice
is
cracked.
pretty much unwatchable.
Oh, you're making me dizzy.
I'm
Where
getting
is it?
bored. I'm getting bored.
My father.
Even finishing this.
Do you
Is
have
this
any idea
video
what
almost
happened?
over? Dude, we still have 4 minutes.
Actually, I think that we were thrust back into a different era.
Oh, he's so
An era
smart.
before the Super Nintendo.
Why do I talk like
But
that?
this seems more detailed.
Back before the Super Nintendo.
Like
I can't even
Nintendo.
make that voice anymore if I tried.
I'm interested to see.
I wanna keep
where
watching
this
just
story
for the
goes. I don't
outro.
remember the first.
That's all I
game
care about right
really
now.
having
How do
any
I end the video?
But you know, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess that does it for this video. Like I said, I'm gonna keep playing. Maybe an update video in the future, depending on how much I play.
I actually did an
how
update
much
video.
I love
I think
or
2
hate it. You have any comments, complaints,
complaints.
advice on
Advice.
doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, nobody watched
I'm
this
pretty
far,
new
bro.
to this, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I could tell.
Then let me know. It's all appreciated, even the negative stuff. Anyway, this has been Evil Land 2. See you next time.
Well, that was something. You know, I'm glad that I made that video, but I'm even more glad that it's unlisted and completely unwatchable now. I'm a big fan of when channels leave their first few videos on a channel, just so you can see, like, go back and see how they started. But like I said, I'm trying to build a library where you can go back and watch just about anything at any point in time, and it's still good. So the fact that that's not there anymore, I think it's a big benefit to everything, because that is not watchable at all. I hope that people who were interested in Evil Land 2 didn't watch my video. I'm hoping that the only people that watched that video were, 1, my friends at the time, who, God bless them, were supportive, and 2, the people who, like I said, wanted to go back and see where I started, where I came from, and how things were at the beginning. Because I know I've pointed people back there just for the memes, just to be like, oh, look how bad this is, lol. That's it for this one. I guess that'll do it for this video, guys. If you have any advice or complaints, it's all appreciated, even the negative stuff. As me from, has it been 6 years now? Holy crap, it's been about 6 years now. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. Evil Land 2 is... Evil Land 2 is...
Ow! Squirrel. You squirrel.